So John Arthur Miller, he's probably familiar to most of you out there. He's a member of the community, also a member of the Historical Society. He loves history, and he's hunkered down for this holiday season writing out the pandemic. So without further ado, John Arthur.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Let me get a little more comfortable. Talk amongst yourselves. Thank you so much for joining us. Can everyone hear me all right? You're all muted, so you can't say yes. Oh, my goodness. Oh, look at those thumbs up. Wonderful. Well, I just arrived and there's no snow out, but I want to tell you what I want to do tonight. I want to first tell you a story, then tell you a secret, and then tell you a wish. First, the story. A visit from St. Nicholas. That looks backwards to me. I'm going to have to really read that. Ooh. Can you hear me? Can you hear me all? A visit from St. Nicholas. A present for good little boys and girls. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their buds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled. His dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of his pipe, I had one earlier, he held tight in his teeth. And the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, quite jolly old elf. And I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team, gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Now, you probably know the background of this story. It was written anonymously. A Visit from St. Nicholas, more commonly known as The Night Before Christmas and 'Twas the Night Before Christmas from its first line. It is a poem published anonymously in 1823, but later attributed to Clement Clark Moore. He lived from 1779, think of it, just during the end of the Revolution, and he died in 1863 in the middle of the Civil War. What bookends to his life? He claimed authorship in 1837. The poem was first published anonymously in the Troy, New York Sentinel on 23rd of December, 1823, first written simply to entertain his children. He was the father of 6 at that time. Now, just a little bit more information on this man, Clement Clark Moore. He was a writer and an American professor of Oriental and Greek literature, as well as divinity and biblical learning at the General Theological Seminary of the Protestant Episcopal Church in New York City.
Cemetery.
No, the Protestant Episcopal Theological Seminary. Did I say that wrong?
He said cemetery.
I have a peanut gallery. Anyway, it was interesting that this whole area he inherited from his mother's side of the family, and they had all of this land, this stretch from 8th Avenue to 10th Avenue, from the low 20s to the up into the 30s, and he earned all his money in subdividing these properties. But still, General Theological Seminary still exists, and it's on 9th Street between 20, what is that? 20th and 21st Street, right? And an area known as Chelsea Square. So that's sort of the background of the story. Isn't it a wonderful story?
Yeah.
Wonderful story. I've told you the story. Now I'm going to tell you a secret. Here's the secret. I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus underneath the mistletoe last night. She didn't see me creep down the stairs to have a peek. She thought that I was tucked up in my bedroom fast asleep. Then I saw Mommy tickle Santa Claus underneath his beard so snowy white. Oh, what a laugh it would have been if Daddy had only seen Mommy kissing Santa Claus last night. That's the secret.
Well, what's the wish?
Oh, the wish? Well, the wish is, we wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings with Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
The end.
That's all, folks.
Thank you, guys. That really brought the Christmas spirit.